Three men find themselves trapped in a cave after a storm. The exit is blocked by a rock that slipped down from the mountain. One of the men suggests that they beseech Allah in the name of a virtuous deed for deliverance. The first man recounts how he used to offer his elderly parents their nightly drink of milk before anyone else in the family. One day he got lost while searching for green trees and could only return after his parents had fallen asleep. Despite the hunger of his own children and family members, he waited until his parents woke up to give them their drink. He asks Allah to relieve them of their distress, if he did this, seeking only his pleasure. The rock moves slightly, but not enough to let them pass. The second man tells his story. He confesses that he had a cousin whom he loved passionately. He tried to seduce her, but she always refused. However, during a time of famine, she approached him for help, and he agreed to give her 120 dinars on the condition that she would have sexual intercourse with him. Just as they were about to engage in the act, she pleaded with him to fear Allah and not break the seal unlawfully. Despite his intense desire, he moved away from her and let her keep the money. He asks Allah to move the distress they are in if he did this, seeking only his pleasure. The rock moves slightly again, but still not enough to let them pass. The third man shares his story. He hired some laborers and paid them their dues, but one of them left without taking what was due to him. The man invested the money in a business that prospered greatly. When the laborer returned and asked for his wages, the man offered him everything he had gained from the business, including camels, cattle, goats, and slaves. The laborer initially thought it was a joke, but eventually took everything. The man asks Allah to relieve them of their distress if he did this, seeking only his pleasure. Finally, the rock moves away, and all three men come out of the cave, safe and sound. Moral. This story teaches us about one permissible form of tawassul, which is to ask Allah by mentioning the good deeds we have done in the past. Each man in the story puts a condition on his good deed, asking Allah to judge its sincerity. We also learn about noble deeds, such as taking care of one's parents, avoiding sins even in the last moments, and being responsible and wise with entrusted responsibilities.